Mayor McClellan? Mayor Pro Tem Burns?
Here.
Councilmember Radner?
Here.
Councilmember Edgar?
Here.
And Councilmember Whitehead?
Here. So moved. Second.
Okay, Mayor Pro Tem and Councilmember Radner. All those in favor, please say aye.
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 Any opposed? Motion carried. Consent agenda. I wonder, I would like to move D down, Oakland County Street Tree Enhancement Match. Can someone speak to that? Okay. So A, regular city council meeting minutes of July 19th, 2021. B, recycling commission meeting minutes of June 17th, 2021. C, Parks and Recreation Commission meeting minutes of June 16th, 2021, and licenses new and renewals submitted for August 2nd, 2021. Is there a motion to approve the consent agenda?
So moved.
Mayor Pro Tem? Second. Councilmember Edgar. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried. Now we need a motion to approve the resolution approving the City of Oak Park's participation in the Oakland County Street Tree Enhancement Match, Oak Stem Pilot Program. We need a motion and a second.
So moved.
Mayor Pro Tem and second. Councilmember Edgar. I wonder if someone would explain the Oakland County, the Oak Stem Pilot Program to us.
Madam Mayor, we have Deputy Director Dave DeCosta here.
Good evening, Mayor, Mayor Pro Tem, City Council, and City Attendant. Per your request, I'm up here to talk about the Oak Stem Pilot Program. As a member of the George W. Kuhn,
Is that on?
yes, can you hear me? As a member of the George W. Kuhn drainage system, we were provided with an opportunity for match funding for street tree planting. We've applied for the grant, and this is the resolution by council to participate in the program.
So, because we're a Coon Drain community, we qualify for this?
Correct. They've allocated some funds to increase tree canopies, increase impervious surfaces, reducing stormwater runoff, flooding, and things like that to the member communities. Like I said, as a member community, we were provided an opportunity to join this grant. It's a match grant, so if we put in $10,000, they'll put in $10,000. There's a maximum of about $15,000 for the grant, so we'll leverage our funds as much as we can and plant as many trees around the community as possible. This is similar to the ARC grant that you've seen before. We've applied for other grants similar to this. So again, we try to get as much matching funds as possible.
Nice to have something good happening from the Coon Drain people.
Yes, it is.
Let's see, so we have a motion and a second. Are there questions for Deputy Director Dave DeCosta? Okay, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried. Visiting elected officials? Seeing none. We don't have any special recognition or presentations, public hearings. We are down to number 9 on the agenda, which is special licenses for nice events. 9A is a request for a special events license submitted by Bookbeat, 26010 Greenfield Road, for an outdoor book sale celebrating their 39th year in business, to be held August 15th, 2021. And since they are not a block club, they're a commercial business, they did pay the fee. There's no waiver of fee on this. Is there a motion to approve this request?
So moved.
Mayor Pro Tem?
Second.
Second. Councilmember Radner? Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried. Another special license and waiver of fee submitted by our own Councilman Solomon Radner, 26071 Radcliffe Place, for the Radcliffe Place Block Party to be held August 15th, 2021. And a block party generally gets waiver of fee. Is there a motion for this, to approve this request?
So moved.
Mayor Pro Tem, is there a second?
Second.
Councilmember Whitehead. Councilmember Radner, would you like to discuss this?
Sure. I actually do have one comment to make, and that is that I submitted it for 11 to 3 p.m. I'd like to know, please, if it could be 11 to 4 p.m.
11 to 4, so that's what adjustment in time, absolutely.
Other than that, unless the council has questions for me, I have nothing further to add.
Okay.
I was gonna get somebody from my block to do it, but they're like, come on, you do it. So here I am. But I'm not gonna vote on this one. So.
Madam Mayor, if I may. My fellow council, I like the no video games, the emphatic no video games, because we're going to be outside on the application. I try to get on my nephew a lot about the video gaming, and cutting it out. So it's good to have people outdoors and actually interacting with others.
That would squarely defeat the purpose of an outdoor block party. Any drinking that takes place will not take place outdoors. It'll take place in my home.
We'll be there.
Mocktails and alcohol-free beer.
All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
I'm abstaining.
All right. Even without your vote, this was approved. Thank you so much. We have no accounting reports, bids, or ordinances. Nothing from the city attorney. City manager Eric Tungate.
Council members, good evening. I have provided a couple of handouts to you. Two of them look like this, and these accompany agenda item 14A. And you have also received a printout that looks like this. You can see that on TV. So this is a calculation that takes we have two ballot initiatives that are coming due. And they're both Headley overrides. These were both done, I guess these are 10-year renewals. And one is for public safety purposes, and the other one is for solid waste. The public safety one, at its inception 10 years ago, was originally 1.14 mils. Obviously, with the Headley rollback, it is now, as of this current fiscal year, it is now 1.065 mils. The solid waste one started out at half a mil, and is now down to, what is it, 0.035, Sandra? 0.465, and that's due to the rollback. So the question that is before you is a fewfold. One, do you want to ask the voters to renew these on the ballot in November? Or, two, do you not want them to even consider renewing these? Or three, do you want them to renew them at the original rate or at the Headley reduced rate? And if you ask the voters to renew them at the original rate, you would, as this 14A revised document shows, this would be the exact language in the ballot initiative in the November ballot for the voters. You would have to ask them to renew the portion that is subject to the rollback, so the 1.06, and restore the difference between that and the original millage of 1.14 for the public safety one, and then similarly for the solid waste one.
Discussion. Councilmember Radner, are you?
And if you're wondering monetarily what the differences would be, this is in this handout here. Let me go through this just really briefly if I could, Madam Mayor. At the very top, you see, based on the average taxable value in 2021 of $38,615, when you apply those millages below there, you see the 1.14 versus the 1.06. It would be, to restore it back to its original, would amount to about a $3 increase per taxpayer per year. For the solid waste, it would amount to about a $1.33 increase per year. And these would begin, if you restored them back to their original, this would begin in the summer tax bill of 2022.
This has to be decided tonight.
No, we would, I think we.
Yes.
We have to decide,
Yes,
we didn't get this ahead of this. meeting,
well,
Correct?
well, you got some, you got the the renewal and restoration part of it. But I think the decision has to be based on, as I said, you know, do you want to just ask the voters for a straight renewal? Or do you want to ask the voters for a renewal and restoration to the original request?
I don't think we should do a restoration. I think it should be, well, let me take that back. Give me a second, please.
Okay.
So $3 per mil is what we're talking? Increase?
That would be the approximate increase for the average taxable value in the city. The overall difference to the city's budget would be approximately $48,000. So to restore it back to its original request of 1.14 mils for public safety, that would be the equivalent of about $48,000. And I'm happy to answer any other questions. I know this is a lot of stuff, but we've done this, you know, especially over the last couple of years, we've had a lot of these millages come due that were done 10 years ago during the Great Recession. And
Why do we have to make the decision right now?
because we have to prepare it in time for the November ballot. Yes.
If we do this August 15th or 16th or whatever date it is.
What's the drop-off?
It is the 12th.
Oh, lovely.
The 12th of August.
August 10th.
August 10th. So yes, there would not be time to do it. Let me also just say, if I could, Madam Mayor, that in the past, with all of these renewals that we've done, council, not necessarily this council, but the councils over the last couple of years especially, have done the straight renewals. They have not restored them back.
Yeah, I was thinking about doing
Yeah.
just a straight renewal.
And there's a difference there. I mean, it's
We
you're
need that word,
saying,
so.
we are not increasing your taxes, we're just asking you to renew this.
Renew this, correct.
Yeah, I don't like the idea of a restoration, but for purposes of the renewal, though, the question that I have, and you know, I'd like to have been able to see this just a little bit before, is property values are up, aren't they? Significantly, it seems, in some neighborhoods.
Well, keep in mind, this is taxable value, so market values of properties are up, yes.
No, but for homes, for home buys, people
Uncapped
are
properties,
paying more now for home in Oak Park than they've paid virtually ever.
right,
So,
right.
I mean, I know in my little neighborhood, which is only a few blocks, the prices are skyrocketing.
Yeah.
So,
Like that all over.
no, I know it's not like that all over, and that's why I kind of wanted to be able to see if it's really necessary to do this, or if we're covering this other places. It would be really nice if we don't have to renew things, because we have the same revenue without renewing the millages.
Do you want my opinion?
I'd like to see the numbers if I could. I mean, I would like your opinion also.
So I think one thing that I would just go back to is, prior to 2008 and the Great Recession and the crash, 1 mill in Oak Park was worth about $732,000 to the city. 1 mill now, and this is after we've recovered for the last several years, is worth about $534,000. The low point was about $428,000. And that was about 2012, 2013. So we've recovered $100,000 in value per mill, but we're still $200,000 less than we were going into the recession.
But there was also, and I know this was before most of us were here, there was also a 20% tax increase, basically. A Headley override.
For the 345 and.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, that's.
And that was because we basically went to the voters. I don't think I was here at the time. In fact, I think I campaigned against it even though I wasn't on council yet. I think, I'm not sure.
But keep in mind,
I remember at the time, it was basically,
Yeah.
this has to be done, because otherwise the city's gonna drown.
Right. Now, keep in mind, 345 can only be used for public safety liabilities. It cannot be used interchangeably here with the
There were
funds we're talking
two,
about
that
here.
went hand in hand.
There was another Headley override we did last year, remember? And this for public safety too. So
There was one for like 7 mills.
that's 345.
That's the 340, that was all public safety, that's right.
It has to
okay,
be.
That's
And
right,
it can't
okay.
be
I remember
public
how that
safety
worked.
operations, it's just for liabilities. So it's very specific in what it can be used for. This is a general operating to be used in public safety, and the one last year was too. But to your question, the uncapping of, new development, people moving in, improving their homes, all of that is all helping, don't get me wrong. But when you look at the fact that we're still $200,000 less per mil now than we were going into the Great Recession, we still have a long way to go. And there's plenty of positive things happening. This is the old, this is the argument people are using, the proposal A argument and revenue sharing and things that,
This is for how many years?
this is for 10.
Madam Mayor, oh, sorry, go ahead.
Councilmember Whitehead.
What would be your recommendation, City Manager?
I think my recommendation, and I don't normally give my opinion on stuff like this, but I would say a renewal is appropriate. Straight renewal is
Straight
appropriate.
renewal.
I think it's
Without the
consistent with
restoration.
what you've asked in the past, and I think our residents need a break. And this would be another break. I would also like to say that residents who have lived here throughout, as the rollbacks have continued, our total millage has decreased substantially because, we've not raised taxes. We've essentially let it roll back. We've refinanced debt. Property taxes are down from their all-time highs. So that is going on as well. But
Your concern is for the new people moving in, is that correct, Councilmember Radner?
Yeah, what I'm saying is, people that are buying homes now seem
Yeah.
to be paying a lot more than they ever were.
well, yeah, because it's
So,
uncapped.
so my home, for example, I bought it 10 years ago.
Right.
Has more than doubled in value. I know I'm not paying double in taxes.
Right.
But if I'd sell it, then somebody would be paying that much in
Exactly.
taxes.
Yeah, it'd
So,
be uncapped, yeah.
so what I was trying to figure out over the past several years is at some point in time, we're gonna get to that point where we're generating that same revenue, even though we're not charging as much in taxes, which of course, at that point in time, I don't think we need to renew mills anymore. And you and I may not agree necessarily on that, but.
Can I just say, Councilmember, I absolutely agree with you, and I can also go a step further and just say, make no mistake, we're looking for every opportunity to lower taxes, which is why we have not, let it ride and asked for more than and just done the straight renewals, and why we've also refinanced several, 3 or 4 debt issues.
Right, right.
We've refinanced, including one we got at 1.9% interest, so that's why we do those things.
And you've done a great job with that, you really have. I think at least we all know that,
Thank
so.
Madam
And your
Mayor,
Councilmember Edgar.
I just have, just so I understand this. So renewal and restoration. With solid waste, if we did both, we would collect about 273,000 versus 254,000 for just a renewal. Is that correct?
Sandra's shaking her head, yes.
Okay, so that's,
I think it's 18,000 difference on the solid waste.
okay,
and
so about
48.
18,000, which
Yeah.
is really not very much. And then if we look at public safety, it's a little bit more of a difference. So the renewal and restoration would be about 624,000 versus 581,000 for just a renewal. Again, the difference is, what, 45,000, something like that?
Approximately.
48, yeah.
It's true that property values are up, but it doesn't necessarily mean that taxable values have increased all that much. Mine haven't, right? And people stay in Oak Park. We do have new residents coming in, but I don't know how meaningful that has been. I really resent Headley. I think it has put us in a terrible position. And yes, I mean, our city manager has done an admirable job of keeping the city afloat, but I do think that we can bear a renewal and restoration. We should. I don't think it's a big burden on homeowners. In fact, it's kind of small. How much are we gonna cut?
There's gonna be more coming.
Madam Mayor, can I
Yes, please.
speak to that? I just want to clarify, we will not need, based on our estimates in our current fiscal year and our current budget, we will not need to cut, unless there's something unforeseen, of course. We based our revenue on the Headley rollback numbers, not on the restored number. So I just want to clarify that.
Yes, I understand. But I'm talking about okay, so you're talking about this Headley override, this sheet, right here?
Mhm.
So when you talk about a $3 increase for restoration and $1.30 for restoration for both of those millages, what are we talking about for, if you add in restoration, how much of a bump are households looking at?
Is that $3.04?
Yeah, so it'd be, for the public safety one, it'd be $3.04 to restore it to the original 1.14, and then for the solid waste, it'd be $1.33.
Yeah, it just seems.
Yes, Mayor Pro
pretty
Tem, sorry.
superficial.
Yeah, it, on paper, it's kind of superficial, but, just remember that historically, the council in the past, the councils in the past, they were aware that the residents could have withstood the restoration fee, but they just chose to go ahead and do the,
Renewals.
renewals. Yeah, and.
I think the
with-
big ask was $3.45.
And then with the issue with the water bill and other things that's going on, I would prefer not to have our residents pay anything extra that they really don't have to, or it's not gonna be detrimental to the city. As you mentioned, it's not a lot, but it is still something, so I'm just saying that, historically in the past, when we weren't in better financial shape, we didn't ask for it, and it wasn't right behind the pandemic, so. That's just my opinion.
Any other
Yeah,
input?
I'm okay with the renewals. I'm okay with the renewals. I'm not, I don't think that we should ask them for the restorations.
So everybody seems.
That's where my head is
agreed.
at, but
Yeah.
Do you need
until
a
there's a
vote?
motion and a vote, we won't know where
Yeah,
we actually are on this.
Where are we? Wait a minute.
Do we have to do two separate motions, or can it be one?
I think it can just be one. Oh, one for each.
One
I'm
for
sorry.
each, okay.
Yes.
Resolution,
Alright.
so we need to approve a resolution approving language for proposals to be included on the ballot for the November 2021, November 2nd, 2021 general election, one for public safety. As
Okay,
a renewal, correct?
So I will make the motion for a renewal,
For a
for the
renewal.
renewal only.
Okay,
and I'll second that.
okay, Councilmember Radner and Mayor Pro Tem Burns.
Right now, we're talking about 21-01, right? Okay, for public safety.
Right.
Okay.
This-
Any discussion or questions? Would you like a roll call? Yeah?
Okay, Mayor Pro Tem Burns,
Yes,
Councilmember Edgar,
No.
Mayor McClellan,
Yes.
Councilmember Radner,
Yes.
Councilmember Whitehead,
Okay, motion carried. We need a motion for the solid waste.
So I'll make the same motion for ballot proposal number 21-02, again, only for the renewal, not for the restoration.
and I'll second that.
Okay, roll call, please.
Councilmember Edgar,
No.
Mayor McClellan,
Yes?
Councilmember Radner,
Yes.
Councilmember Whitehead,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Burns.
Yes,
Okay, motion, both motions are carried.
Thank you, council members. I would like to ask Director Robert Barrett to join me at the podium for 14B, please, sir.
Good evening. Thank you, City Manager Tungate. Good evening, Mayor and Council. Before you is a request from Great Lakes Solutions Contracting of Waterford to extend their contract for sewer lining from last year. It's an extension of their unit prices to perform similar work in the area shown on the attached map. It's located primarily from cleaning and televising of the project, so we know where some of our failures are in our catch basin leads. These are the pipes that run from our sewer mains to the catch basins that we're repairing. And we have a handful of them all over the city, about 525 lineal feet of pipe that we're asking them to replace this contract. With them extending their unit prices, I think there's a win-win for us with the volatile market, and we had a very good contractor on board when they did this last year. They were prompt, they were clean, we had no complaints, and they had no requests for extra work.
How did we get so lucky in this labor market that they
It is, this is,
Not even kidding.
previous company success, it's coming back to the metro area, who we've had great success with and been very satisfied. It is recommended City Council approve the offer of the contract extension from Great Lakes Contracting Solutions of Waterford, Michigan for the 2021 Catch Basin Line Replacement Project, M725, for the total amount of $221,750.37. Funding is available in the Water Sewer Fund.
Okay, is there a motion to approve this?
So moved?
Mayor Pro Tem, is there a second?
Second.
Councilmember Radner, is there discussion?
Good work.
Yeah,
Good work all around.
what a deal. They haven't heard about the costs going up?
Shh, don't tell us.
We're blessed at the moment they're requesting a contract
We're
extension.
live on YouTube. People might be watching this.
Okay, roll call, please.
Mayor McClellan.
Yes.
Councilmember Radner.
Yes.
Councilmember Whitehead.
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Burns.
Yes.
Councilmember Edgar.
Yes.
Motion carried.
Okay, Director Barrett, also 14C, please.
Attached is a proposal for the stormwater utility appeals process from OHM Advisors. This proposal included everything in verifying the methodology of pervious and impervious, developing a dispute process, reviewing and developing a credit application process, and they'll be further available, help us review the appeals at additional cost that's not included in this contract. The cost for these services is outlined in the proposal. It totals $19,000. This is not budgeted, but we feel this is really necessary to develop an accurate scientific appeal process.
All right.
It is recommended that the proposal for stormwater utility appeals, process from OHM Advisors be approved for the hourly rate not to exceed $19,000. Funding is available in the water and sewer fund balance for this proposal.
Good. And this is the hot question recently since this lawsuit. Is there a motion to approve the proposal?
So moved?
Mayor Pro Tem, is there a second, please?
Second.
Councilmember Radner, thank you. Discussion?
I have a question, Madam Mayor.
Yes,
Why do we have to,
Councilmember.
why?
Hmm?
Why do it?
Can I
Yes.
address it? Two things. So this gets back to what we were talking about at the special meeting. So this would be the formal outline of an appeals process for, maybe you're disputing the amount of pervious or impervious surface on your parcel. This is necessary because without this, it can become discretionary or too discretionary. This will clearly delineate from that and will also lay out guidelines that can be, enforced and applied to everybody across the board.
So this is not just because you're cute and I like you, but here are the qualifying reasons for doing this. I think it's the kind of process that we've used historically. Since we've had the city manager, everything is done according to Hoyle, and it's properly set up for the city.
Why is it gonna cost $19,000? I don't see how you get to 19, I don't know what the hourly is. I mean, $1,000 an hour, I see how you get there. Actually, even then, I don't know if you get there. How do you?
Yes,
The back of the proposal is a rate schedule with all the hours and the deliverables in here in detail. But the tasks are called out specifically in doing the impervious task is only $2,000, and to develop the dispute process system is $7,000, and the credit development and application process is $10,000. Can I add that, we were forced into the stormwater billing, and we had a July 1st deadline to do this, so we did it right, but we hastily put this together compared to a lot of other communities, and we modeled a lot of our work off the city of Birmingham. When we came up with a lot of complaints and different appeals, we reached out to the city of Birmingham to ask them to explain their appeal process and their rates, and their answer is, we never went through it because nobody complained. So even though we modeled off of their system, they didn't have the magnitude of unusual situations we have.
Madam Mayor. When I looked at this, Councilmember, I actually thought it's only 19,000. I would have expected more.
That's just because we're accustomed to seeing big numbers.
Yeah. It's,
Madam
I'm
Mayor.
also, expensive consulting studies too, but this would be the study, the results of this study would be what we would hopefully fold into the larger appeals process in the water board that we talked about at the special meeting.
Madam Mayor?
Yes.
If I could add further, is, I did note that this is an unfunded expense, but in other water and sewer categories right now, we've been absent in trying to backfill a position of our city engineer position for many months now. So in the wages portion of the water and sewer, there's significant savings in here that will fill this void. And I think, that would be one of the activities if we had a city manager dedicated on staff to work through some of this, but we don't have the manpower to do this right now, and we're just simply overwhelmed. Thank you.
Got it.
All right,
Okay, are we
if you
ready to
guys say
vote?
you need it.
Yep. Ready for a vote?
So,
Question, sorry.
yes, I do. So OHM then is just gonna help us develop this dispute process, right, the review process?
Yes.
So we talked and sort of rejected the idea of doing a water appeals board, but we're talking about stormwater fee appeals.
Correct.
Madam Mayor,
We
can I?
have the three-man board right now,
Right.
standing. We decided not to expand it, but to keep the
Yes,
three-man
keep the
board
three, but would
and
this be
add
folded
these.
in, or-
Madam Mayor, may I
Separate.
just want to clarify. I just want to make sure. It wasn't my understanding that we had decided not to expand the board, but that we were going to bring back
Oh,
some
we're gonna
ideas to you.
decide still.
But regardless, it was also my understanding that whatever these guidelines that are being developed result in, those will be folded into the appeals process that entity considers. So no matter if it's expanded or not, it would be done through that group.
So we had decided, I'm sorry, we had decided not to expand it, but you and the department were gonna come back and give us
Yeah.
some different options without the expansion.
Okay,
correct?
if that's fine.
That was my understanding.
That's, okay,
That was my understanding in the.
just to give
in
more
the meeting.
flexibility. Okay, I
Yes.
just want to make sure, okay.
I just have another
But
question.
regardless, these guidelines would be folded
Folded
into
into
that
that.
three-member board
Yeah.
and.
I do have another question, Madam Mayor.
Yes.
When we look at the tasks, there's tasks 1 through 3, which are accounted for. When I see hourly not to exceed, I kind of think it's going to get to that number. Task 4 is as-needed assistance, TBD. Are they going to create the kind of process where we're going to need them? And therefore,
I'm sorry,
task
can you
4,
repeat? Task 4?
task 4, as-needed assistance.
Correct, and as noted when I gave my explanation, task 4 is not part of this proposal, okay? So, but if we need them to come in on some complicated properties that we have, maybe on, down in the commercial districts, they will be available. When it's listed as a task, it's not included in this proposal.
Okay, so the process that is going to be created,
Correct.
we're likely not going to need their assistance regularly.
Correct.
Okay. Because
Yes.
that's a
Are we-
concern.
We ready to vote?
I am.
Yes. Roll call, please.
Yes.
Councilmember Whitehead,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Burns,
Yes,
Councilmember Edgar,
Yes,
Mayor McClellan.
Yes. Unanimously approved.
If I could have Deputy Director David Coster join me at the podium for 14D, please, sir.
Good evening again. Before you tonight, the Public Works Department is requesting authorization to purchase a 2023 Freightliner single-axle dump truck with vehicle upfitting. This is considered a streets truck, so we'll have a plow, a salt spreader, and things like that. It is recommended the City Council authorize the Public Works Department to participate in the Rochester Hills pre-bid contract for a 2023 Freightliner single-axle dump truck with vehicle upfitting totaling $209,060.40. Funding is available in the major and local streets funds. And I'm available if you have any questions.
Is there a-
Why do we need it?
Well, first, let's get the motion. and s-
Yeah, so moved.
Okay, we got Councilmember Radner on the
Yeah,
motion.
we put,
Is there a second?
second,
Yep, Mayor Pro Tem, thank you. Now, why do we need it?
Why do we?
we put.
So
in-
we've, as you know, you've actually, the city council has approved a couple vehicles in the past.
2 years ago.
Very much appreciated. Many of our larger fleet has been neglected for a while. So our smaller dump trucks, our pickup trucks, we've renewed on a pretty consistent basis, and we're comfortable with that fleet. Our large fleet, which is our large dump trucks, are still 15 to 20 years old. So while they don't get the miles that you may see on the smaller trucks, their miles are very hard, filled with things in the dump boxes, salt spreading, snow plowing, and they take a huge toll. Additionally, because unfortunately the trucks are older and that manufacturer is no longer around, so we do have to specially find some parts. If we lose a door, it's a task just finding it to put a door back on. Those are some of the simple concerns we have. So we have an aging large fleet.
Okay, thank you.
Any other
I'm ready to
questions?
vote.
Yes, Mayor Pro Tem.
I just want to confirm, we approved this for the budget 2 years ago, didn't we?
Oh,
Correct.
When we first was
We-
doing the
Was it
3-year
2 years
budget?
ago?
We had one in the 18-19 budget, 19-20 budget, and now we're again with the 21-22 budget.
Okay, I thought so. Thank you.
Good memory. Wow. Okay, are we ready to vote? Roll call, please.
Councilmember Whitehead.
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Burns.
Yes.
Councilmember Edgar.
Yes.
Mayor McClellan.
Yes,
And Councilmember Radner.
Yes.
motion carried. I think it's a shame you could have brought the mayor a nice new Ferrari. but- Kidding.
Yeah. Last but not least, I would like to ask Director Courtney Flynn to join me at the podium for 14E, please.
Good evening, everyone. Tonight I will be doing the community announcements for the month of August, and just so everyone knows, I will just be occurring at the beginning of each month. Okay. So starting off, the Oak Park Dog Park Town Hall is on August 11th at 6 p.m. near the old baseball diamond at Lessinger Park. Members of the Oak Park Dog Park Committee will provide information on the proposed plans for the dog park and listen to attendees' feedback and answer questions. There is also the Utility Bill Town Hall, which will take place here on August 16th at 5:30 p.m. City officials will provide information on utility bill updates and our water and sewer system. Staff from the utility division will also be available to answer specific bill-related questions. We also have the July Town Hall on the same subject available on our YouTube, and then information regarding utility billing is also available on our website and then also on flyers in our lobby and then in the lobby at the library as well. We have the Oak Park Film Festival, and we are now accepting entries for that. The information is available on our website and also on our Facebook page, and this will be our first ever Oak Park Film Festival, which will occur from October 8th to 10th. The Oak Park Cleans Up event is scheduled for September 12th, and the event is being hosted by the Recycling and Environmental Conservation Commission. For more information and to sign up, please go to our website or our Facebook page. We also have Thursday night summer concert series back. The first concert is August 12th with Main Street Soul, and that's sponsored by Humana and Oak Street Health. That will be at Shelter 2 in the Grassy area. And then August 19th, the event returns with Bobby Murray, and that's sponsored by Value Wholesale, and will also be in the Grassy area by Shelter 2. August 26th will be another concert in the Water Tower District. However, the performers have yet to be announced. All concerts are from 7 to 8:30 p.m., and you are asked to bring your lawn chair, and then food will be available for purchase. In addition to the Thursday night summer concert series, there's also senior pop-up concerts, and those are August 5th and 19th from 1 to 2 p.m. at Shelter 1 at Shepard Park. There is also senior picnic lunches. The next one is August 13th, and then there's another one on the 27th. Those occur from noon to 1:30 at Shelter 1 at Shepard Park, and you must pre-register and pay the Monday prior. That's co-sponsored by Oak Street Health. Our farmers market continues, and those are every Wednesday in the parking lot across the street at Oak Park High School on the Coolidge side. Those are the farmers market starts at 9 a.m. and goes until 2 p.m. And then senior market day is September 1st. We have Dog Day at the Pool coming up on August 22nd. The cost is $10 for pre-registration, $15 at the door. There are certain time slots for the weight of dogs looking to attend, so from under 30 pounds up to 70 pounds or more. And then all those who attend must show proof of their dog's vaccines. The Mother and Son Dance is August 28th from 5 to 8 p.m. The cost is $30 per couple and then $12 for each additional son. That includes food, a DJ, a photo booth, and a rose for mom. And then we have our pool times and programs listed below. They have added additional male only and female only swim times. So for females, that is Tuesday and Thursday from 11:30 a.m. to 1 p.m. And then for males, that is Monday and Wednesdays from 11:30 a.m. to 1 p.m. The Recreation Department is also taking registration for Adult Kickball League, which will be Mondays and Fridays, and then Fall Youth Soccer. New services are being offered at the library, so there are notary services available by appointment only for a cost of $5, and then there is also test proctoring by appointment at no cost. They also have a rainforest-themed take-home craft, which is free and available while supplies last for this week, and then summer reading logs are due between August 9th and 13th. So that is all I have. Thank you.
Madam Mayor, members of council, that completes the city manager report for this evening. Thank you.
Ken Sherman on Jerome and Oak Park. This is a comment about communications between the residents and DPW and the water department. This past Friday, I went to use my plumbing in my house on Jerome and found that my upstairs plumbing was not working and my downstairs plumbing was, specifically the bathroom toilets. And I thought, oh, I have a plumbing problem, and I called my plumbing company and scheduled an appointment for them to come out. Well, when I went outside later to check my mail, I found a letter from the city water department, and I don't know when it was put there because obviously I check my mail on a daily basis, and I didn't see it Thursday. And it said that they were doing water shut off between 8 a.m. and 5 p.m. on Friday because of the work that they were doing on Oak Park Boulevard related to the water repairs that they were doing. And it said to call if you had any questions. Well, that Friday, the city water department was closed because city offices were closed. So I think there needs to be better communication and planning if this is going to continue with any communications between the residents that are affected and the water department, because obviously if you're asking the residents to call and the city offices are closed and nobody was available to speak to, that's a little concerning. Thank you.
Can you hear me better? Can hear me better? Good. Good. Should I start over? I'm Crystal Bailey, a candidate for mayor of Oak Park, and I want to thank you all for the opportunity to be here, as well as the East Oak Park meeting neighborhood association being rescheduled due to my personal situation that I had at home. However, I did send representation to be there to let you all know that I am still an advocate for the community and I wanted to be present, and I'm looking forward to reschedule with you, Madam Mayor. Also, thank you, City Council, for the renewal and not restoration. That is, something that, as a resident of myself, just don't want to have to pay more. And the opportunity to be here in person just feels great, rather than being at home on Zoom or on YouTube. So definitely glad to be here and looking forward to more meetings. Thank you.
I have a few things. One is that our first monthly water bill was mailed this morning. So you'll be getting this tomorrow or the next few days, and it'll look different from your normal water bill, which is a kind of yellowy postcard. It's going to be in an envelope. It will be a full page, 8.5 by 11. It will have more information in it that will be helpful to the residents. And there is a cost associated with it, but we felt that allowing the residents to pay monthly instead of getting shocked at the end of 3 months with a large bill, and having the opportunity to add more information out to the residents, communicate better, was a benefit. Oak Park is 100% lead-free. It was a state requirement that the cities put out a 20-year plan for how they would get to lead-free. And I think Oak Park, thanks to our staff and city manager, was first in the state to be 100% lead-free. Before a lot of cities even got their plan in. Some of them are just turning in their plan right now. We have completed the work. A lot of cities are charging their residents for this process. We did it without charges to the residents, and I'm very pleased that we were asked at a town hall meeting, how safe is our water? It is 100% safe. You can count on the water in Oak Park. There are a lot of questions about stormwater runoff, and there's going to be another City Hall meeting in 2 weeks, Monday, August 16th. So before the next council meeting, which is Monday, August 16th at 7, there will be the Water Town Hall at 5:30. And I invite everyone to come, bring your questions and concerns, because you are for sure not the only one thinking that. And we would be delighted to share information about this complicated issue with you. Fun things are coming on 11 Mile Road. You know that Dog and Pony Show already opened, and they're already having events there. It is a brewery. They brew on site. At the last meeting, we heard from Ken Schauler, who is a Berkeley resident, who is the owner of Berkeley Coffee. There will be two bars, 2 breweries, and a coffee shop. So for those who are not using alcohol, Berkeley Coffee is your place. He uses his own roaster and is a coffee expert, so we can expect some fun brews. He does adult drinks that are non-alcoholic. He's going to have live music there and other events. And we gave him a hard time about his choice of name, but Ken assured us that we will find Berkeley Oak Park Blends named on the menu, and there will be about a t-shirt about Berkeley coffee in Oak Park. So he's hoping to open in the fall and join Dog and Pony Show, Oak Park Social, and Unexpected Craft Brewing should be opening soon also. So 11 Mile went from a totally light industrial area to a new destination. And one of our music events is going to take place in the parking lot on 11 Mile of this new district that we are probably calling the Water Tower District. And there will be events in the parking lots that everyone can go to. So This is an exciting thing that came from a change in zoning and a lot of hard work from our staff. 9 Mile. There will be a new transit-oriented loft opening, 3 floors of studio and 1-bedroom apartments on 9 Mile, right by the bus stop and near a MOGO station. A lot of young professionals are trying to do without a car. There will be bike rats racks for each unit, and they expect to be complete next summer. We're putting new lights at the pocket parks at Sherman and Seneca. The playground equipment is ordered for the linear park, and we're hoping it will be installed in the fall. Given material shortages, shipping delays, and personnel shortages, so fingers crossed for that one. We're waiting impatiently for Primos to open on 9 Mile Road. They have, they gave us a tour, and there is a big soup bin that's going to have the famous minestrone soup from Lully's on the Green in Farmington Hills, because there was a partnership between them and the original owners of Primos. Beautiful homes. On July 28th, City Manager Eric Tungate and I attended the ribbon cutting for Coolidge Place development. 60 badly needed units of affordable housing in Oakland County. If Lighthouse could build 100 more of these units tomorrow, we could fill them. That's how much need there is for affordable housing in Oakland County and other counties in Michigan. The Lighthouse CEO, Ryan Hertz, and his family were on site for the groundbreaking the summer of 2019, when his wife attended the groundbreaking on her due date, and the baby was born the next morning. So I think kudos go to Mrs. Hertz for being a good sport. Then we have districts now in Oak Park, and you heard about the one by the water tower that's probably going to be called the Water Tower District. There's also Lincoln and Coolidge area where we're considering names, but we would love your input to find, to vote for a name that you like the best or add another name that we haven't thought of. So at Lincoln and Coolidge, the Lincoln District, Lincoln Woods, President's Corner, because Lincoln and Coolidge were both presidents, 696 in Coolidge, Parkwood District, the Crossroads because of the expressway, Crosstown District, Parkwood, or the Sunflower District. Coolidge and 9 Mile ideas are City Center, Four Corners, or Midtown. 9 Mile east of Coolidge, the Parks District because of the 4 new parks that are open there, East 9, or the name that in the old days, if you were going to 9 Mile, especially in Ferndale, you'd say, I'll meet you at the 9. So with a nod to history, the 9 is another option. There's an industrial area south of 9 and east of Coolidge. Ideas are Warehouse Row, Industrial District, Commerce Park, or Industry Row, or whatever you suggest. And finally, the old Federal Armory property, Armory Park, or city limits, because it's right between us and the city of Detroit. Generous Oak Park resident Gary Torgo gave a Lucas device to public safety. If someone is unresponsive with no heartbeat, officers can connect this device, which automatically does chest compression and breathing, and in 1 of 3 times can actually bring someone back to life. So this is a miraculous instrument. We still have COVID Wednesdays. If you would like a COVID vaccine for maybe your high school student, if they haven't been vaccinated yet, or junior high, let's get our kids protected. Wednesday, 9 to 12 and 1 to 3. A lot of the people in the hospitals are not, have not been vaccinated. And one healthcare worker writes, "My fellow healthcare workers are being thrown back into the fire like servicemen and women going back for a third tour of duty in a war zone. The deaths from Delta now are preventable. This is particularly troublesome to healthcare workers who struggle valiantly to save the lives of those who now present to the hospital, the vast majority of whom chose not to be vaccinated." One last word is Friends of Shepard Park is a new group. Donald Jones is spearheading this group to come up with ideas for amenities or to help our beloved Shepard Park. He started a Facebook page called Friends of Shepard Park. So if you have ideas you'd like to see at the park or you're interested in helping out, check their page. The Corridor Improvement Authority is ordering flags each year to brand the city and now the new districts. And the Water Tower Social District is going to get its own flag. Mayor Pro Tem Burns.
Thank you, everyone, for coming out. Have a pleasant evening. Please be safe. Good night.
Thank you. Councilmember Radner.
Good night, everybody.
Councilmember Edgar.
Good night, everybody.
Thanks for coming out. Good night.
Councilmember Whitehead.
I'll be brief as well. Just want to say happy birthday to my mom. Her 71st birthday. She's an Oak Park resident. Was last Friday. Thanks. Appreciate that. And I want to say a happy early birthday to the mayor. I believe her birthday is tomorrow. So
40 already?
21 in some months. And I'll give you the total if you ask. All right, thank you. There being no further business to come before this council, this meeting is adjourned. Thank you.
Madam Mayor.
Yes, sir.